Right here. Excuse me. Can we get over here? Thank you. Thank you very much.
Wherever you're running.
Hey, good evening. There are some spots in the front here, quite a few actually. So if you are just arriving, there's plenty of room in the front here. Let everybody come at once. Mr. Byers, are you good? Okay. All right. So welcome. My name is Jim Seitz. I'm the principal here at Adams High School. We have had a wonderful day, starting at 1 with back to school day. We had parking passes that were sold. Students were able to get their locker combinations. We'll talk about those in a second. We realize there's some issues with some of those. Hopefully you were able to tour the building and get yourself familiar with your surroundings. This is the class of 2025, so let's give yourself a round of applause. So think about this. In 4 short years, actually less than 4 short years, you will walk across the stage and you will receive and earn your diploma from John Adams High School. As members of the JA community, the individuals on stage here with me, also with your teachers, we are here to make this the best possible place that we can make this for all of you. So I would like to introduce the members on the stage today that will be speaking with you, and then we'll go through our agenda for tonight and share with you lots of important information. So I'd first like to introduce Assistant Principal, Ms. Jeannie Dietrich. Go ahead and stand, Ms. Dietrich. So Ms. Dietrich works with our students, last name A through F. This is her 8th year at Adams. She previously served as principal at Rise Up Academy. She's been a science department chair at Washington High School. I believe this is year 34 in the corporation. If my numbers are right. Ms. Campos, and I know she is right there. She's helping get people around. She is one of our assistant principals. G through N is her last name. Students working with. This is her 5th year at Adams. She has served as principal and assistant principal in the school district. And this is her 26th year overall and 8th year in the school corporation. We would like to introduce and welcome our new assistant principal, Ms. Denise Boyd. Ms. Boyd is going to be working with students, last name O through Z. This is her 1st year at Adams, as we said. She's formerly a special education teacher, special ed chair, and assistant principal at Clay High School. And this is her 17th year in the school corporation. We would like to introduce Mr. Bob Toll, our Dean of Students and Athletics. If you have been participating in athletics, which we'll talk about in a moment, you have most likely had some type of contact with him or at least your coaches. This is Mr. Toll's 3rd year at Adams. He comes to us, previously he was at St. Joe High School and Cincinnati Moeller High School. And Mr. Toll, this is his 42nd year in education. So you've got a couple years on me. Director of Counseling, Ms. Tammy Bravitsky. Ms. Bravitsky is in her 20th year at Adams, 26th year overall in the district, and she leads a counseling team of 6 total counselors, a social worker, a career guidance specialist, actually 2 social workers, and so we'll get to hear from her later. I'd like to introduce our bilingual education specialist, Mr. Ruben Medina Camacho. This is his 2nd year at Adams, and we are extremely excited to have him back as he works with our bilingual population and all of our students. And finally on the stage is our IB Magnet Coordinator, Mrs. Becky Hernandez. This is Becky's 15th year at Adams and 5th as IB Magnet Coordinator. She previously, prior to that, was a Spanish teacher. So myself, as I said, my name is Jim Sykes. This is the beginning of my 8th year here as principal at Adams, lifelong resident of the city of South Bend. This is the beginning of year 16 in the district, and I'm a very, very proud graduate of John Adams High School. And so I think I did some math. I think 24 years ago, I think I was in the same spot that many of you were in with having freshman orientation. And so we want to talk with you tonight. You go ahead and hit the next slide, please. We want to talk with you tonight about some visions and goals that we have for you as students. And we certainly, our number one goal is so that all of you are successful. We want to produce as many successful individuals as what we possibly can. We strive for our students to be globally minded thinkers, productive citizens. You'll hear Ms. Hernandez talk about that, but we truly want all of our students to be that way. We will accomplish this by building strong character amongst our students, setting high expectations, and striving to be the absolute best that we can each day. We will teach our students many things in terms of math, science, social studies, and English. But we truly believe that the most important skill that we teach our students is our relationships. And we will talk about building positive relationships pretty much on a daily basis. As I reflect on the youth of today, it is imperative that we work with our students to work on their people skills. Our kids will be more successful in life if they can treat their peers and every single person that they meet with kindness and respect. So we will have three main priorities for our students. One is safety, which we will talk about. Two, we talked about is positive people skills and positive relationships. And then the third is education, teaching and learning. And we are here to teach, we are here to learn. So we will discuss how we are going to do that. We will work with our teachers on these goals, we work with our students on our goals, and we expect that our students are going to work and they're going to ask lots of questions. Because quite frankly, that's the energy, that's what we have expected at Adams for the last 80 years. So people will ask me a lot. They'll say, so what makes Adams so great? They'll say, is it your award-winning band, or choir, or orchestra? Is it your strong tradition of athletic achievement? Is it your national ranked mock trial team? Is it Science Olympiad? Is it your nationally acclaimed science research program? Is it your wonderful international baccalaureate program? Is it the wonderful diversity that exists within these walls? Is it that Adams has an A rating for the last 40 years by the IDOE? And I tell them that those are all wonderful things, and they are important. But the students and the teachers and the parents, all of you, are truly what matter and what make this place as great as what it is. And so one thing, and it's neat for me every year at graduation, because I explain to our students every year at orientation that there are people in this room right now that you don't know. And some of them may become lifelong friends that you didn't know before today and before you enter high school. And every year at graduation, we do an exercise. We have everyone stand up if they are now friends with someone that they did not know. And we pretty much had everybody standing this year. And so that's something that we take very seriously. Go ahead, next slide, please. So I want to talk to you a little bit about some of our school goals. We're going to focus on 4 school goals. I'm not going to put any numeric values on these yet. We're going to be working actually tomorrow and Friday with our teacher leadership team, so that way we can put some numeric goals on these. But we've got to get everyone increasing our literacy. So everyone has to be able to read, write, communicate. We're going to do this across the curriculum. So not just in your English classes are you going to be working on it. We have to increase our math scores. So this group, from here on out, the I-STEP is no longer a thing for you as of now. But the school accountability scores are going to be determined by the standardized test of the SAT. And so you're going to be hearing us work towards that as well, so we can increase those test scores and obviously increase achievement. We are going to make sure that we have a positive school culture. And so that positive school culture, it starts with the students, with the staff, and so we're going to make sure that we're working on that. It's a big goal of ours. And then a diversity goal. We have to increase our minority achievement rates in our advanced classes. And so we're going to work with our students, with our teachers on that. Go ahead, hit the next slide, please. So how are we going to do this? Well, it's quite a lot to do, but this is how we're going to try. Our professional development for our teachers and our administrators, we will be working with our teachers twice a week before school. As some of you are probably aware, for 40 minutes. We will also be working with them on our PLCs, which are our professional learning community. So our teachers are going to be working and learning just like you are here today. Again, we're going to integrate our literacy in all content. All of you will have a career pathway, which Ms. Verbitsky will talk about. Our goal is for you to go on and have post-secondary success after high school. We want you to graduate high school. We want you to go on. It doesn't have to be college. All right? That we have shifted that thinking. But you do need to go and have some type of post-secondary training, whether it's a trade, whether it's some type of a certification, whether it's a 2-year college, 4-year college, whatever it may be. But we want you to go out and we want you to be successful, and it doesn't necessarily have to be college. We're going to use our research-based instructional methods, and then we're going to use our formative assessments to guide our instruction. So you will hear us say several times over the next 4 years, we want you to be excellent. And for all of you, that's going to be different things. For some, that may be achieving a 2.0. for Sunday evening, being valedictorian. But we want for you to work through your goals, set goals. We'll talk about that in a second, so that way you can be the best that you can be here. Go ahead to the next slide, please. So I've got seven different habits that I'd like for you to think about. One is make goals for yourself. And students, I'm talking to you right now. Set your long-term goals and short-term goals. Physically write those down and post them in a place that you can see them on a regular basis. Put them in your locker, put them on your mirror. Get involved in sports or clubs. We had a good number of sports and clubs out here today. If you didn't have an opportunity to stop by one of the tables, we'll get that information out to you via email. We want every single student to be involved in at least one extracurricular. If you are involved in an extracurricular activity, the chances of you being successful go up exponentially. And so we want you to be involved. You must communicate. Listen, I'm a parent. I love parents. Teachers really want to hear from you as the kid. I shouldn't say kid, as the student. Okay? You need to make sure that you're communicating with your teachers, that you're communicating with your coaches, that you're communicating with each other. It works much better, and it's much more effective, I should say, if you are able to communicate with your teachers. Work on conflict resolution skills. You are undoubtedly going to have a disagreement with someone over the next 4 years. Please remember that you can always control what happens to you. You cannot always control what happens to you, but you can always control how you react. So please make sure that we work on that. You have to ask questions. Do not just sit in the back of the room and not understand something and not ask questions. You also must organize your time. We talk with our kids, and Ms. Hernandez will talk a little bit about it when we talk about IB, but kids will say, what did you learn from the IB program? And yeah, they'll talk academically, but what they'll say the most is their time management skills. Think about this. You're going to school from 8:30 to 3:30 every single day. Some of you, all of you will be involved in some type of an extracurricular activity. Some of you have jobs. Some of you help raise families, babysit. And so you have a lot going on. And so you have to prioritize your time. And please make sure that you organize that time. And have fun. High school is fun. It's time where you get to kind of branch out, experience new things. One of the things that I like about Adams is that we have over 40 different middle schools that are represented here within the freshman class. So again, have fun. You're going to meet new people, and we're extremely excited. All right, go ahead and do the next slide, please. All right. So if you're given a note card, I know we may have ran out. Take out that note card. If you don't have a note card, get out your phone. Hopefully you have that. So we talked a little bit about goals. And so I want you on this note card or in your phone to write one thing that you are excited about. So you're excited about a sport, you're excited about meeting new people, you're excited about a specific class that you're going to take. Then write one thing that you are nervous about. So I'm going to get lost on the first day because there's 2,000 kids and I don't know where the heck I'm going. One goal that you have for the school year. So it could be a GPA, it could be to pass all of your classes, it could be to make this a team, it could be to join a specific group or club. And then one goal that you have for the next 4 years. So again, that could be a specific GPA. It could be to try different sports, try different activities. And then here's what I think is most important. One person who you think can help you reach those goals. All right, take 30 seconds and talk to your parent or whoever's with you about you. All right, thank you. So again, we're extremely excited to have you here tonight. This is the start of a 4-year journey for you. And you know, I think that, as you can tell, we have a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of school spirit. We're extremely excited to be back with students in the building, interacting, headed out to athletic events, headed to clubs, activities. And it's going to be a great school year. If you ever need anything, please do not hesitate to reach out to myself or a member of our team. Email's always pretty much the best way. And again, we are so excited to have you and we welcome you. I would now like to turn it over to Assistant Principal, Ms. Jeannie Dietrich.
Thank you, Mr. Sykes. I need to take that mask off. Hi, everybody. Welcome again to John Evans High School. We're really excited for the incoming freshmen to be here, as well as incoming sophomores, and we'll be set up tonight for this meeting. These are some of the topics I'm going to talk to you about real quick. First of all, the discipline code. You know, let's just put it this way. If you are incoming freshmen, you are incoming sophomores, you know how to behave in school. It's as simple as that. I'm not going to get into every single little thing that's listed in the protocol, but I do want to mention just a few things. You know, yeah, we're a big school, but because we're a big school, we also have a big faculty. And there is somebody on this faculty that you can form a friendship with, and that can be the person that you go to. So as you are doing trying to figure out the world of Baptist High School, please try to figure out which one of your teachers you could possibly become friends with. And that could be the person to go to person. That would be great. As far as other disciplinary issues, you know, one of the things that we will do, and that we have done in the past, is hall sweeps. And these are done right after the bell rings for each class. We notice that there's quite a few kids that like to hang out in the hallways, and that's just not getting out. So again, like I said, we won't have hall sweeps. We will most likely also have ISS, it's full suspension. So, you know, that's not going to be your favorite place either, so just kind of stay out there. And as I said, I'd like to go through the whole protocol of disciplinary issues, but the one disciplinary issue that I just speak to you about real quick is fighting folks. That is definitely something we do not tolerate or put up with at MS High School. If you are caught in a fight, you are automatically suspended for 5 days and put up on school. So, going back to those teachers, if you form friendships with, again, if you have an issue with a student, talk to these adults. There's plenty of adults in this building. There's us up here, you know, the administration. There's somebody for you to talk to. Please don't try to solve this by yourself. It's only trouble and we don't want to go there. So I'll go ahead and talk about that. Attendance, again, this is your 9th or 10th year of high school coming up, you know you should be here. If you do have to be absent, just call student management and let them know, and student management will direct you on what kind of absence and what paperwork might be needed to declare that for you. Another thing that I need to speak to you about is, school safety, and I need to here a little bit. Again, school safety is something that we are also very fond of. We kind of pride ourselves in how we move forward with school safety. Probably you will be meeting some of our security when school starts. We have a great security team, and again, they are the ones that will help you. They only like to show that main side very rarely, so just don't throw it out on them. They're a great group of people. We also have our student resource officer, Officer Jones. He's also a good form of a friendship. He's currently our football coach, so any of you playing football, you know how he can help you out as well. If you feel that you're on your own and you see something that you know is not wrong, if you see something, say something. You can always come down to the main office, you can always come down to student management, you can always go to that teacher you want to get a friendship with. But if you see something, say something, right? That's one of the main reasons that keeps our school safe. Just a few other things, as you know, there's Quick Tip also on the South Bend website where you can type in what you are seeing, and that way us administrators, we get those emails. And probably a side note, a wayside note of what I was just speaking about, we have 22 doors in this building. If you come in, say a little late, all right, please make sure the doors are closed behind you. Again, if you come in a little late, please make sure the doors are closed behind you. All right, that's enough about school safety. IDs, I believe IDs are being taken on Friday after school starts, so school actually starts on Wednesday, and then Friday our ID pictures will be taken. So make sure you look all pretty that day. Loggers, you know, again, this is your 9th, 10th year of high school. You know you're not supposed to share a locker. When somebody puts in your locker, you are responsible for it. So, I mean, you guys know all that. But I did want to bring up something that happened today. Today, like about noon, the updated lockers were put on the schedules. So most of you got your updated locker information. I know a lot of you came in after, maybe like 5:45, and you slipped out the line, so you weren't able to get your lockers. Please realize that on day one, you will go to your first hour class and you will get an updated schedule, and that will have the correct locker on there. All right. So if you didn't get your correct locker today, you're okay. Just make sure you get it on day one. All right. Chromebooks. Any former South Bend student prior to this year, you should have your own Chromebook. If you do not have your own Chromebook, you can work on them day one when you come in. Mrs. Rapelli was working in the library, and I know some of you did get some there. We will be working on them, so if you didn't get a new Chromebook, you can do it South Bend schools, you'll be okay. Also, Ms. Rapelli is the one that does the Chromebook repairs. Folks, please be gentle and careful with your Chromebooks. I mean, they really are a gift, and they're a learning tool. Please don't throw them across the hall, don't throw them up against the wall or anything like that. They are precious material. And then finally, one thing that I wanted to talk to you about then is the COVID protocols. As you may or may not have known, on Monday night, the school board meeting did say that everybody has to wear masks. I only don't have mine on now because I'm talking to you. So masks are required for all faculty, staff, and visitors. We are doing a distancing of 3 feet as well. And we will also be contact tracing should we have an outbreak of any kind of COVID here at school. So just to let you know that the COVID protocols, they've been the same for a while. Here we go again, hopefully we do okay. And just one more thing, because of COVID, the spreading of the cafeteria will have to continue, so we will be using the auditorium for lunch as well. Okay? At this point, I'm just going to go ahead and move on to Ms. Campos. Here we go, Ms. Campos.
Thank you, Ms. Dietrich. I know nobody's a fan of masks, but in order to be safe, please continue to practice what the school board has issued for us. Clubs, the Scan Me QR code, that has all our clubs and all our sponsors. So if you're interested in any club, I'm not sure if Mr. Sykes mentioned this, because I was seeing people at my site job as an usher. But one of the most important things for incoming freshmen is to feel part of the school. And by feeling part of the school, it's really important that you belong, you join a club, you join a sport, you join something, because that'll give more meaning to the reason that you're here. If you talk to your parents, your aunts, your uncles, your older brothers or cousins, who had the most, I don't want to say fun, but who had the most liveliest high school career are those that were involved. So be involved, join something. This is all our clubs, and we have a lot of clubs. Parking, I know mostly freshmen are driving in, but if you do have an older brother or sister, it was only for juniors and seniors, and we are sold out. The grades, the parents, I cannot stress how important it is to get on your phone and download PowerSchool to your phone so that you can see your son, your daughter, your granddaughter, your legal guardian, anything, so that you can see the grades on PowerSchool. So many times when we have to call a parent and let them know, oh, they're not passing, or they have targets, or this or that, the parents are stunned. I had no idea. Have an idea. Get on PowerSchool, download it on your phone, get onto the parent portal, and check. And it'll ping you if your son or daughter is not in class. You can check to see that they're not doing well. And if they're not doing well, we do have study tables that are coming, and that probably first week of September, so that they can start attending those before school and after school. This is their freshman year. Give them the foundation to be successful. Get on them. Report cards are twice a semester, but every 6 weeks you'll get an update on progress report to see where they're actually at. Follow up, call the teacher, email the teacher. Make sure we have an accurate email for you, because sometimes, the phone might be disconnected, you might not have access to your phone, but email more than likely you'll check. Follow up. I know we expect a lot of your freshman students, but parents at this point do not say, oh, they're in high school, they're grown. They are not. They still need you. They're still your babies. So keep on them. The one thing that Ms. Verbitsky will talk about is about earning credits. You need a minimum of 40 credits to graduate high school. You need the correct 40. So just because you have 40 something, if you don't have all the required courses, you will not graduate. You will not graduate. This isn't middle school where they still pass you along. If that class that you don't like, and you don't pass it, you're gonna take it again, and again, and again, until you pass it. If it's algebra, if it's English 9, 10, 11, 12, you have to pass your classes. So as Mr. Sykes said earlier, be prepared, be responsible, know what you're supposed to do to be a good student. And whatever happened in the past in middle school does not have to identify you or who you are day one of your first day as a freshman at Adams. We don't know who you were. All we know is that you're a freshman and that you're here because you want to be here. As far as final exams, they will be held in December, right before we go on Christmas break. And just so everybody knows, I work well with ELL and special education. Those are the two areas that I can assist you. So any special education questions, concerns, I'll be at your conferences. I'm responsible for the special ed teachers and also for the ELL, which is, those of you who don't know, English Language Learner. Yo estoy aquí para ustedes. Yo soy la asistente directora que está aquí para ayudarles con sus quejas, con sus necesidades, con lo que necesiten para tener un buen futuro para su hijo o hija. And that is all I have. And now I'd like to introduce Ms. Boyd. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon. I'm excited to see students back in the building. I'm going to cover the breakfast free reduced lunch. Adams offers free breakfast, free lunch. We'll be having our supper program. Once students start, after school starts, this school year, it is free. In order for you to qualify for reduced or free textbooks, we still need you to log on to the Food and Nutrition website, to the SD Schools website, and fill out the application to be qualified for that. Parent communication, school messenger. You should have received at least $2 from Mr. Sykes, talking about open house and other events that are going on here at Adams. If you have not received any phone calls, you probably need to update your phone numbers, student management, or the assistant principals call in so that you get the updated information, and therefore you can receive correspondence from the school. We're also going to be sending out newsletters through SMORE, which is like an electronic newsletter form. Throughout the 2 years, you'll be able to upcoming events, test dates, and things that's going on at Adams. The school website is adams.sd.school. On there, you'll be able to look up your teachers' email addresses, you'll be able to look up the schedule, bell schedule. You'll be able to find sporting events and other information that might be pertinent to your students. And also to go follow us on Twitter. We have a couple of Twitter accounts. Mr. Crimmins, who is over our parent group, and he's here over in the corner. Some of you might have seen him. He was handing out a little handout that has information about the parent group, which is www.johnadamsparentgroup.com. Go into the website, fill out the form, and you'll be added to his newsletter. Also, we have the Adams Twitter at Adams_Eagles. And basically, we celebrate Adams, our successes, different things that's going on, and just keep you updated on what's going on here at Adams. And students, please check your emails, your teachers, as well as administration will send out information to you. So it's important when we talk about time management and being organized, to look at your email and check to see what we sent to you. I covered the parent group, our bell schedule. Our day has changed. We're here now 8:30 to 3:30 is our school day. Doors open at 7:30. The only door that will be open at 7:30 is the cafeteria door, door 20, which you enter in tonight for the orientation. And at 7:45, door 1, which is in front, as well as door 6 will be open at 7:45 for you to drop off your students after the beginning of the building. On here, you see the map, door 1. If you're coming in through the front, we're asking that when you come out on the side there on Wall Street, that you turn to the right. Same thing with door 20, when you come in, you go out to the right, so that we're not blocking traffic and having a lot of congestion. And that is it. And now, I think it's Mr. Medina.
Buenas tardes. This high school this year is entitled wonderful students. The role of the position is English learning students or ELs need academic instruction that is slightly different sometimes in order to learn the language content. And here assist all our students in the training. I carry all the policies to procedures to solve the EL student will have the same educational opportunities in reaching the identical academic standards and goals as other non-academic students. I also work closely with the teachers translating the students on visits, special education, conferences, their meetings for academic or disciplinary actions, as well as to support the development and evolution of skills from content area. El rol y responsabilidades a los estudiantes con lengua materna no es el idioma inglés. Los IELTS necesitan de una instrucción académica que a veces es ligeramente diferente para aprender un nuevo idioma. Estoy aquí para ayudar a todos nuestros estudiantes IELTS y a sus padres, siempre cumpliendo y siguiendo las políticas y procedimientos de la Corporación Escolar de Estados Unidos. Los estudiantes IELTS tendrán la misma oportunidad educativa para alcanzar idénticos estándares y objetivos académicos que otros estudiantes que no son IELTS. También colaboro muy de cerca con los maestros en traducciones, reuniones con los estudiantes, visitas a domicilio, conferencias de educación especial, reuniones grupales para acciones académicas disciplinarias, así como apoyar el desarrollo y evolución de los IELTS con todo su contenido académico. Los goals have all the ELs improved their PRIA exam scores by a minimum of 1 to 2 additional levels while in the school. Additionally, all EL students will graduate with a Young Adult High School diploma. Las metas es incrementar en todos los estudiantes su calificación del examen PRIA por 1 o 2 niveles adicionales mientras están en esta escuela. Adicionalmente, 11 estudiantes EL se graduarán con un diploma de esta preparatoria de John Adams. La mission is of our Bilingual Specialist to provide support and develop positive relationships with student parents and the school corporation. This will in turn help the students succeed and grow together within the community. La misión de un especialista bilingüe es proporcionar apoyo y desarrollar relaciones positivas entre estudiantes, sus padres y la corporación escolar. Esto a su vez ayudará a los estudiantes a obtener éxito y crecer dentro de la comunidad. My office, you can find my office within the student administration management office, sorry. I'm there personally to attend you, or you can call me, or send me an email, or a note. Mi oficina es adentro de la oficina administrativa. Para atender personalmente, nos pueden hablar por teléfono, mandar un nota, o correo electrónico para reunirnos. Muchas gracias. Thank you.
Well, good evening, everybody. How are you doing? Everyone doing all right? Yeah? How many are here are in the class of 2025? Let me just hear how you sound. Oh, no, right? Cheerleaders, you got some work to do. 2025, could you represent your class? Come on. Okay, you'll get better. You'll get better. That's pretty good. I'll give you that. It's shy, you're shy. But you're gonna come. Are there any students here from the class of 2024? Any of you here so loud and proud? Yeah, a few of you, because we kind of having two new classes this year, because last year some students didn't even come to the building. So we are just so excited to have everybody back and welcome. All right, so I'm Ms. Verbitsky. I am the head counselor of our counseling office, and I have a caseload too. So we're going to go through the counselors we have at Adams High School. Your counselor is kind of like a combination of your mom, your drill sergeant, your friend. You'll kind of come up with other actions along the way as you get to know us, okay? But we have a lovely collection of women that you'll work with. If your last names are A through CL, Mrs. Gay Johnson is your counselor, and so you will get to know her through the next 4 years. It's a process of getting to know you guys. So we can't wait to develop those relationships. I don't think Miss Johnson's here, but Miss Gaines, I didn't see you walk in. Are you in here right now? So you came up and then took out. So Mrs. Gaines is also a counselor here, and anyone who has the last name CO through GL, you'll have Mrs. Gaines. Now, we have a new counselor that will be starting, actually her first day will be tomorrow, so we'll be training her, and we're very happy to welcome her. Her name is Ms. Dana Copeland, and so if you have the last names GL through KN, you will be getting to know Ms. Copeland, okay? Our counselor for the last names KO through N is Mrs. Spearbeck, and you're going to love her too. I am the counselor for anyone whose last names are O through SL. So I'm excited to get to know you guys. And again, I'm Ms. Verbitsky. I find that students find it easier to say Miss B, so you just call me Miss B. Miss B. And then our dearly loved Mrs. Friel has the end of the alphabet, S, M, through Z. And I just want to do one last call. Are there any counselors in the crowd I missed? So they're savoring their last moments. I want to add to the counselor list here that's not on here. Our CTE specialist, career specialist, is Mrs. Andrea Jeffers, and she is awesome. And as you have consideration to go into our CTE programs, you'll get to know her through that program. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about a variety of things. The first, though, is going to have to do with how you end up going through high school and graduating with a diploma, walking across the stage with your cap down, cry, you're so excited, parents are proud if you go to college or your career. How do you get to that point when you graduate 4 years? It's a three-part process. It's a little different than your mom and your grandma, and maybe even your older sisters and brothers. There's a new kind of game in town. So anyone in the class of 2023 and beyond, you have a new way of graduating from high school. It's called graduation pathways. I trust some of you have heard of that before, maybe in middle school, maybe on the radio, whatever. There are 3 points to it. We call them buckets, right? So you have 3 assignments, let's say big assignments to complete to graduate in 4 years. The first one is earning your diploma. And I'll just share real quick, there are 4 diploma distinctions in high school. The one that all of you are on as entering freshmen is the 440. And there are specific criteria. I know if you've gone to a public high school, a public middle school, that was touched on. in your career and college class. So for Core 40 is a very important diploma path or designation that gives you all the courses you need to be ready for college. Another diploma designation is the academic honors. Another one is the general diploma, and then we have the technical honors diploma. So there's 4 different distinctions. We will make sure that you are on track to earn your bucket 1. Bucket 2 is that you will need to show that you can demonstrate employability skills. As you know, it's very important that you leave high school and you go out into the world and become a productive, awesome member of society. And, you know, our state legislators and education leaders added this component to just, you know, ensure that everyone is aware of what it takes to be, you know, a good member of society and having good employability skills is important. So we will have you demonstrate that to us through either showing that you've had a job and your employer will account for that, or if you've been involved in a service project, your service leader will help us account for that. And if you're involved in any kind of large project, like, you know, sometimes you have these large school projects that are a lot of collaboration, that'll be another way. But we will need to account for your employability skills. And then the final piece, bucket 3, is called the post-secondary readiness. And there are competencies, and there are like 7 different things that you can account for those. We will make sure that we schedule you in classes to definitely secure a couple of those. And you may end up qualifying for a lot of different ways in the post-secondary readiness things, but that's where we will, the things that we will want to schedule you for will either be like some career classes where you get 6 credits in a specific career cluster, or some of our students will take AP, IB, dual college credit courses, and that will be another avenue to schedule to meet those post-secondary readiness. Some of you will earn those post-secondary readiness competencies simply by getting an academic honors diploma or a technical honors. And there are some other things that we'll tell you about, you know, as we get to know you a little bit better. But just so you know, there are 3 ways that you have to show competencies in order to graduate from high school. But you know what's nice is that you're no longer held to this I-step test, and if you don't get score X, Y, Z, you can't walk across the stage without all this, you know, humps and hurdles. So I'm really pleased about that, and I hope that you are too, and that you work really hard to get to a point where you're ready for what comes after high school, being college and career ready. Okay, let me just touch on a couple other things so that you're aware. We do offer standardized tests, even though ISTEP has kind of flown, except for our poor seniors, they get to take it one more time. God bless them. But you won't have to take ISTEP anymore. But one test that you'll be kind of getting familiar with for the next 3 years is the PSAT. Last year was our first year of giving that to our 9th grade classes. Obviously, it was the year of COVID and it was different. So this year, you're all of you in the 9th grade will be taking that. And it's a different test than what the PSAT 10 and the PSAT 10 for the 10th and 11th is the same test, except that the 11th graders, it counts for the national merit qualifying search. However, the 10th grade is just grade preparation. The 9th grade PSAT test is just more preparation for the whole SAT, you know, process. So again, October 13th, school-wide, this place is going to be taking a big old test. So it'll be good. It'll be good. Try to talk that up. Yay. SAT will be, this is another cool thing that's kind of developed as a result of our graduation pathways. Mr. Sides touched on it, but from now on, since we don't have an ISTEP test to hold the school accountable, the state is going to use the SAT scores for the school's accountability. So everybody in the 11th grade is going to take that school-wide. So, you know, 9th and 10th graders, you don't get to participate in that. Just our 11th graders, it will be a school-wide test on March 2nd. So just, you know, if you happen to have siblings, you need to put that in the back of your head. All right. The next bullet is about schedule changes. And this is a very hot topic this time of year. I will just share with you, just to reiterate, if you didn't hear it earlier, maybe you stopped in our office and scheduled an appointment over the next 3 days. We will be scheduling students starting tomorrow, the 5th, the 6th, and the 9th, from 9 to 2, but we're only going to be able to see students who have incomplete schedules or like they're brand new and they need a schedule. Those of you that have a full, complete schedule, you will come to school on the first day and attend your classes as they are. You know, we can allow you to put in a request to change your schedule after that point, but we cannot guarantee you'll be able to have changes made. It's, you know, we have a very big building, and when we staff our classes, it's based on the selections you chose during the scheduling process. So we're very tight, and there's not a lot of room to move things around. So we will do what we can to honor schedule requests, but just know if there's no guarantees when you make a request. I just want to kind of put that out there. So that's the schedule change process. We would love to invite you to follow us on our Twitter. It's at John Evans Guidance News. And there will be college scholarships is a very, interesting topic that everybody wants to know more about. And what I would really just encourage you during your 9th and 10th grade years is to become, get so involved in school, get the best grades you can, show leadership, show initiative, get out there and help the world, begin building your resume so that when the time comes to start applying for scholarships, you stand out among the beautiful people. All right, and when the time comes, we do publish scholarships bulletins, and that's generally geared for our seniors, unless you have an early grad that's graduating, and they'll get some scholarships in your junior year. And one last thing, just to know, as you get into your classes, and you maybe find like, whoa, this is, a lot, and I need some help, right across the hall in the library, we will be having study tables. We will start in mid-September, and we're excited to be able to help students, when they're struggling. The point of being in school, let me tell you my little story, and I'll tell the second one in a couple years. If you don't tell the teacher you're lost, they're not going to know. Half the time, teachers think, well, if they don't ask me, then they don't care, and they've got 150 other kids, and maybe someone else is asking. You've got to be your advocate. I like to tell the story about when I was in high school. I took in 10th grade geometry, and we were studying fruits. I didn't understand that at all. I didn't understand it. I like act and all. And I went to little Mr. Fredericks, who always wears a little plaid jacket. And I said, Mr. Fredericks, I'll take this. And he'd say, come in there in your study hall. And I come in, and like day after day, I went in there, I was like, I don't get it. And he must have explained it to me so many times. But then one day, ding, the light came on, and I was like, oh, that was so easy. What was I missing? So the point is, would I have ever gotten groups if I'd ever gone to see Mr. Fredericks? No. You must get that point out of this little story. Make sure you are developing, some communication with your teachers. And time after time, a student comes to our office and they're having a problem with the teacher, and we say, did you talk to the teacher? No. So let me just encourage you need to start talking to your teachers. This is like high school is your launch to adulthood, and you've got to learn to navigate. Sometimes your parents are going to want to rescue you and go in and do the work. I'm going to say, no, you need to do that. It's part of your development. It's so important, right, Monica? So we are happy to help you in that journey. And I think that is the end of my spiel. We're so happy to have you guys. So welcome 2025 and 24 who's here. And Mr. Tall, you're up next. Let's welcome Mr. Tall.
Thank you. In my role here as senior student and athletic director, first request as athletic director is just to ask you, if you wish, take a 5 to 10 second stretch break, stand up. Just 5 to 10 seconds is all you want. Just get that little stretch. Maybe it's the most athletic thing you'll do all day today. I hope not, but we'll talk about our athletic program in just a moment here. You need that quick little stretch, please take it. Okay, not too long. A couple of years ago, one of my kids, my wife and I had 7 kids, our youngest went off to college a couple of years ago. And at the college freshman orientation program, one of their administrators brought out a diploma cover, held it up, walked around, showed everybody. Keep your eyes on the prize. What you're here to get that diploma. There's a lot of things that go into that. You've heard about a lot of that already. There's a lot of things that you can do along the way. But in the world of athletics, we do call them student athletes. We do want you to get that diploma. So everybody's going to have a John Adams High School diploma cover. That's our goal. So keep that in mind, please. And it certainly emphasizes the academic side of it. You can be here for 4 years and play a lot of sports and get involved. Great. But if you don't keep the grades up, you'll be limited. And I think it's been very challenging this last year and a half for a lot of students to stay academically eligible. Taking 7 classes, you need to be passing at least 5 to remain eligible to play a sport. Pass all 7. Get them all. Get them all. Most of you, by this point, you know how to do school. So stay eligible, please. Of course, help each other do that too. We encourage you to join clubs, join activities, join groups, join sports. Our fall sports have been up and running for a little while. There's still a lot of room to join. Some of them, most of them. In the fall, we offer football, boys and girls soccer, co-ed cross country, girls golf in the fall, boys tennis, volleyball. There's a lot of activities going on in the fall. Come winter sports, boys and girls basketball, boys and girls swimming, diving, boys and girls diving, wrestling. Come spring, softball, baseball, boys and girls track. It's girls tennis and boys golf in the spring. We're going to have a unified flag football team this fall. We had our first season of unified track last spring, being qualified for the state finals. So there's a lot of things to get involved in. We've had some great success, in athletics. This past year, we had a young man win the state in the 800 meters. Will Neubauer, who just graduated. It was interesting, some of the quotes he gave the paper. I came to Adams, I don't even know if I liked running or, just hadn't committed to it. Gave it a shot, tried it. Got better and better at it, and his coaches were helping him with it. He won the state senior year. We had a freshman last year set 5 school records in swimming, girls swimming. Freshman, she came right out of the box and did it. Just looking at some of that, we had a 1967 shot put record by Scott Campos. And somebody needs to break that. Hopefully they're in this room. So we had a 2021 state champion in school record in the 800. But the oldest record that needs to get broken in track, that's in 1967. We've got some swimming records that go back as much as 1974 on the boys' side, 1988 on the girls' side. Can they be broken? Sure, hopefully it's one of you. So please, try to get involved. Over 20 seniors from last year's graduating class are going off to play athletics in college. That's not easy. How many of them had that as one of their goals? How many of them wrote that on their note card when they came in? I don't know. Probably a handful. In the end, over 20 going off to play in college. But hundreds from each class play a sport and get involved. We had well over 300 athletes last fall, several hundred in the winter. Not the teams aren't as big in the winter, you're not going to have quite as big a number. and hundreds again in the spring. So great opportunities. Please take advantage of those opportunities. Join something, join a team, contribute, join a club. It'll enhance your high school experience tremendously. The athletic registration process is spelled out on our website as well. If you go down to johnadamsathletics.com. But to register for athletics, you got to go to eventlink.com. Register there, give us a lot of information. We have a supplemental insurance policy that has to be paid. You can pay it online with EventLink or bring that in. You have to have a physical. So, many of you are involved in sports already have done all that. For those of you that have not done all that but still want to get involved, contact myself, coaches, contact the athletic office. We'll help get you through that. For those of you that are participating in sports or want to participate in sports, contact the coaches. Communicate with them. When are you practicing? When's the next workout? I want to join. Like I said, most of our teams are still taking people. Some of them have started their seasons already. It's a little tougher to join now. But there will be lots of opportunities to join our athletic teams. We sell an all sports pass. There were flyers around. They've been posted online. They'll be out there as well. If that's a way you want to go to get an all sports pass, good for the year, for the family, the adult or student. Come join us at our events. We appreciate that. Right now, our guidelines are that indoor activities, indoor sports, spectators will be required to wear masks. Outdoor sports, not required at this point. Obviously, that's a fluid situation that could change dramatically. We were very happy and fortunate to get through all of our sports seasons last year, and we hope we have this little blip on the radar screen right now that we can get past. So we're certainly planning on a more vibrant sports season, fall sports season, certainly. We're hoping to get, especially in our outdoor events, get back to the big crowds and having everyone attend and enjoy the events. So if you get a chance to join a team, great. If not, come support your classmates that are on the team. Come be a part of the Adams community. Come be a part of the Adams family at a sporting event, whether it be football scrimmage, football game, soccer, volleyball. Get together with some people. Make some friends, come meet some friends, and join us. Join us at the Adams events, please. And again, I think your experience here for these next 4 years, for those of the freshmen, it is going to greatly depend on how much you put into it. I find myself at the end of the season at our award ceremonies. I always congratulate the seniors, congratulate them for what they've given to their team, to their teammates, to Adams High School. But I also, and then I thank them for doing that. Congratulations on what you accomplished, what you achieved. And thank you for being part of the team. Thank you for coming to John Adams High School and helping to make this place a little more special. This is only my 3rd year here. I have been greatly impressed with how special of a place this really is. So please, if you get a chance, anything athletics, contact us, look at the website, contact the athletic office. Ms. Ann Ruley in the athletic office, huge help, and we'll get you joining something, being a part of something, and being a part of something bigger than yourself that'll help make these next 4 years so great. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cole. Hi, guys.
I'm so
so happy to see you, you have no idea. I was so used to last year to seeing avatars. That's all I would see, the little circles on the screen. I forgot how much this looks like. I still don't know, but I can see you from the eyes up, and so that's a positive, right? Okay, so I am Becca Hernandez. I am the International Baccalaureate Coordinator here. I deal with all grades, incoming 8th, all the way through grades 12. If you are a freshman or a sophomore, you need to be in, you don't need to be in. It is highly advised and strongly recommended that you be in advanced and honors classes. We say that because we want you to be ready for the IB. The IB is one of your many, many options here at Adams. It is an international baccalaureate. Baccalaureate means college preparation. So we are getting you ready, not necessarily or not only in content matter. So the classes that you take are preparing you for college classes in that subject, but also for the skills that you're going to need to succeed in college. So the IB will help you do that. You can do the IB with CTE, which is that the program where you go off campus for half a day and get certification in any number of locations, and that's really cool too. So you can do both. And as you get to sophomore year, you can talk to your counselor about that, to me, to Ms. Jeffers, and we'll get you hooked up for that if that's where your interests lie. But if, as freshmen, deep cleansing breaths, you don't have to worry about that, right? Your job this year is to get her done and do as well as you can. If you are not in honors classes yet, I would suggest that you try to challenge yourself and get there for next year. So again, in 10th grade, my 10th graders, I want you in honors and advanced classes again, just to get ready for those IB classes. And I might have a couple of incoming juniors in the room who are here specifically for the IB diploma, which is really cool. The IB diploma is an international diploma. There are thousands of students all over the world that participate in the same thing. And this diploma helps them go to university all over the world. We had a graduate last year who is going to university in Ireland this year because he earned his IB diploma. We had another student who earned a bilingual IB diploma because he's fluent, perfectly fluent in 2 different languages. Actually, he's fluent in 4. But it's the kind of thing where you can just, the sky's the limit, really, seriously. I geek out about it because it's really interesting to me. But 11th and 12th graders, you need to be in IB classes now or have a plan to be in them by your senior year if you want that beautiful honor cord, medal, whatever you want from the IB. If you have questions, you can see me. I'll hang around a little bit after or email me. Here's my email. Para aquellas familias que hablan español también me pueden escribir en español, me da lo mismo. Okay? So whichever language of those 2 that you want to send it to me in, go for it. You can try Italian too. I can't promise anything, but go ahead. I don't do Mandarin. I'm so sorry. I tried. Click. So here are some of the skills that all of our students here at Adams are going to get involved in. These are actually called the IB approaches to learning. So we're going to help your student get better at communication through exchanging thoughts, messages, and information, both written and presentational. We're going to help them with their social skills. You're like, my child does not need help with social skills. So many social skills. But primarily through collaboration, do group projects, things like that. We're going to help them with self-management, which includes organizational skills, affective skills, so managing your state of mind, trying not to get too stressed out, and then reflective skills. What are you learning and how is it helping you and how can you change anything? Research, information literacy, and media literacy, and then also thinking skills, so critical thinking skills. What's fake news and what's not, and how can you tell? I think it's kind of important nowadays, I don't know. And then creative thinking skills too. Forward march. all of our students, and Mr. Seitz alluded to this earlier, all of our Adams students strive to be these things. And we adults, I think you can agree, as learners and lifelong thinker peoples, we also strive to be these things. Go ahead, click. Inquirers. What this really means is curious. I know at some point in time, because I've seen it in my own children, we tend to get uncurious. We think there's one right answer, so we're not going to go searching, right? Our goal in the IB and our goal at Adams is to realize that there are sometimes many multiple answers. What are you curious about? What are you passionate about? What do you want to study? Let's work on that. But we're thinkers, we're critical thinkers. We view things through multiple lenses and perspectives and from various sides. We're knowledgeable. We know a lot. We take ownership of our knowledge. We're communicators. We can speak IB diploma candidates can speak 2 languages. Good. But in general, we're pretty good at communicating. We are principled. We're ethical. Academic integrity and cheating are things that we work through. We learn what is right and what is wrong in paper citation. Again, we're college prep. We learn how to learn. We're open-minded. Again, it goes with seeing all of the different perspectives. We're caring. Because once you see all the perspectives, you can kind of see where somebody else has been. We are risk takers, by which I do not mean we jump off cliffs, right? We are courageous. We might take a class that we're unsure, I think I can do it. I want to give it a try. We're that kind of risk taker. We might study something that this looks interesting, but I'm not sure. That kind of risk taker. We're balanced. Although some students might tell you otherwise, we recognize that there is an importance to be balanced, and adults here in the room also know that work and life need to be balanced, otherwise you're going to burn out real fast. So, IB students, at least IB diploma candidates, have to do community service. They also need to do creative outlets and physical outlets. They join sports and clubs and all these other things in addition to academic things, and because we know that it's important to life. Last one, we're reflective. Again, we think about what we've done, how we would want to change it, moving forward so that it flows better next time, right? This is how we learn. And I think that's it from me. It has been an absolute pleasure, again, to see you all. And I believe the next person up is at Athletic Boosters. Is there someone in the house from Athletic Boosters? Mr. Toll.
We're talking a lot about students getting involved, engaged, and getting more out of their experience here by joining teams. And for the parents, we certainly hope you can get involved as well. And our athletic boosters is one of the best ways to do that. The boosters does a tremendous amount for our teams. The awards, I mentioned the award banquets, award ceremonies at the end of the season. Boosters pay for all those awards. They help financially support a number of different ventures. 2 years ago, the Booster Club gave a $1,500 check to every single one of our teams from money that they had earned, accumulated over a couple of years. They thought this was one of the best ways to do that. So they'll help in a number of different ways. Do they help build school spirit and support athletics? Yes, they do. Whether it's the awards themselves or the cupcakes at an award ceremony that have the red and blue frosting on them. The boosters are there to help us out, help out our athletic programs. We need help. So whether it's joining, attending a booster club meeting, please pay attention to announcements and come to a meeting, virtual or in person.
We're always looking for volunteers. Boosters runs the concessions at the home football games. And we always need a lot of help, a lot of volunteers. Great money maker for the program. There's the Spirit Wear team, you may have noticed in the cafeteria, especially back to school events, are tremendous for us. But they don't happen without a lot of help and support. So there's helping to organize the Spirit Wear, helping concessions we need. So again, please sign up. You see the notice out there, sign up genius. Pick a shift. Doesn't mean we need you to work every football game at the concession stand. Pick one. Pick one. Join us for at least one. So help us. You follow the boosters. There's a volunteer form that was out there as well, and we entered the raffle. So again, we encourage you to help us out. You're not sure, contact the athletic office, contact somebody in the booster club. We'll get you connected with parents. We need you to join and get involved as much as we do your sons and daughters. Thank you.
Thank you. We are almost sitting in a great audience. We have one more speaker, and then we are going to have some cheers and a school song from the cheerleaders. So we'll introduce them in a moment. I would like to introduce the head of our parent group, who he's also John Adams High School graduate. His 3 children graduated from Adams, and he still keeps coming back, and he does all this for free. I hope he never sends me a bill because I'm in big time trouble. Mr. Joe Crimmins, I'd like to introduce him real quick.
I'll be real quick. So, parents, we've talked about the students having great experience here at Adams by being involved. Parents also. Mrs. Toll talked about the boosters, athletic boosters. We have the band boosters, if you students in the band. There are many opportunities for parents to enhance your experience here at Adams as well. My role, basically, I took my mask off today just so you can see my face. After today, you may never see my face again. You'll see my name on emails and Facebook and Twitter. Well, not there, just on email. But if you don't know where to go, really, the parent group is a facilitator to communicate between Mr. Sykes and his team and you and the teacher. So if you don't know where to get an answer, we have a website that we make a really strong effort to keep current and populated. Your feedback is critical to me because sometimes we have pages and things like that because of your feedback. So don't, so always be willing to send me a direct message, an email to adamsparentgroup@gmail.com, anything like that. So that's all I'm going to say. If you don't know where to go, we're the 411 for John Adams High School. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Crimmins. So again, we want to thank you tonight. We take our job very seriously. We are honored and privileged, quite frankly, to have you as students, as parents. This is a team effort, as you can see by all the individuals that have been involved here tonight. We are going to have the cheerleaders come out. I'm going to invite Coach Jamie Reisinger to come out, please. She's going to introduce. They're going to do some cheers. Now, the one thing, when this school song starts playing, when we start doing the school song, you need to stand. We're going to have to retrain a lot of our student body because we didn't have very large presence at sporting events this year. But when the school song starts playing, you need to stand. Again, if you have any questions at any point after this, please feel free to email all of us. And thank you guys for coming. But here's Coach for a cheer.
Hi guys, thanks for coming out. Right now I just want to introduce our 2021-2022 varsity and JV cheer squad. So please just put your hands together. Come on girls.
give them another round of applause. And we will see everyone next Wednesday. Go Eagles!